Hello everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel of Get Set Law by IMS. My name is Sanjana Chauhan and I welcome you all to another very important session which will help you prepare for CLAT English Language 2025 in last 4 months. Some of the most important questions that you need to pay undivided attention to as far as preparation is concerned are these three: main idea, central purpose, if I may also write theme or central argument. Quite often these terms are used interchangeably. Then we have inference, then we have specific detail questions. Now you need to understand that all these three questions test you on your understanding of the passage or the summary of the passage, vocab and grammar. If these three aspects of yours are good to go, I think English language as a section would become a breeze for you. Now, how do you solve these three questions? Is simply by learning to read the passage properly. And how do you go about doing that? Is by learning the art of mapping or by breaking down the passage into bite-sized pieces for you to understand. So while you're reading a particular article or you're solving any passage, give sufficient time to it, maybe about 4 to 5 minutes, to understand what the passage is trying to convey as a message. And once you have that in mind, you could form a small summary of it and then proceed to solving the questions, right? To tackle the same, read as much as you can. When I say this, it means approximately 30 to 45 minutes on a daily basis should be devoted to reading passages. You could read passages from a variety of sources. I'm assuming all of you are already consistent with your daily newspaper reading. Apart from that, you can take recourse to books or online articles, some of which I shall be suggesting in the course of this session. Read about theory, and like I mentioned, 30 to 45 minutes is just fine. If you could just increase the number of passages from this, that's also going to suffice. Now when I mention reading, I want my students to understand two very important things. Firstly, while reading, we have to target two important aspects, which is comprehension and retention. Keep in mind that while reading, both these functions have to happen simultaneously, without which your reading for the most part is essentially flawed. The goal of reading is to achieve accuracy, which in this context implies being able to solve the questions with 100% conclusivity, being able to answer the questions correctly. And because this is a time-bound exam, it only makes sense for us to complete the question paper or the sectional paper in the said amount of time. Now, it is generally suggested that students should not give more than 25 to 30 minutes to solving the English language section. Now, once you are able to master the art of reading, two very important activities can happen. You will not be reading hastily or reading in a hurry, because if you do, you tend to skip very important information that is essential to solving main idea, central idea questions, even specific detail and inference based questions for that matter. Now, what are the sources for preparation? For reading, we have daily newspapers. Some of the important ones are the Hindu, the Indian Express, the Guardian. Now, you don't have to read news from multiple sources. Even if you're able to read from one, that should suffice. You could choose any of the three that I've mentioned. Apart from that, there are online blogs and articles, and a very good source, especially if you're into heavy or lengthy reading, is Aeon Essays, right? So this is also something that you can take help of. Now, reading is not the entire thing that needs to be done from your end. most important is solving English language passages. Now this is over and above the reading that I have mentioned here. Now where do you solve the passages from? Get Set Law modules, especially the practice and the benchmarking tests would be very handy and very effective in helping you build up on your reading and your skills in solving reading comprehension based passages. Apart from this, there are other very important things that you need to factor in while preparing for the English language section. Vocabulary forms about a very important percentage of the English language section. About 6 to 7 questions on average are asked from vocabulary. This could be in the form of synonyms, antonyms, odd one outs, or even phrasal verbs for that matter. Now how do you build up on your vocab? And this is one of the most commonly asked questions that I get from students. First and foremost is Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. It is a lengthy book, might I tell you. Then starting now, you can allot yourself 1 to 1.5 months to go through the book. Now you don't have to go into the details or the binaries of the book. What I recommend is you finish the exercise which is given in the beginning of the book. It's a very good test through which you can know where you stand as far as vocabulary is concerned. Then reading obviously will take care of it. And then we have solving vocabulary based MCQs and closed tests. Closed tests essentially is fill in the blanks test where your vocabulary again gets tested. So this is also something you can benefit greatly from. Apart from vocabulary, we have grammar and figures of speech which you shouldn't skip at any cost. If your grammar is not spot on, understanding the passage in context, which is very important to solving specific detailed questions, might be some bit of a hurdle. In grammar, some of the important topics that you can prepare on are tenses, parts of speech, subject verb agreement, and voices. And then we have figures of speech, for which you can definitely take help from the sources that Get Set Law modules will help you with. So yes, that was all about what can be done from your end in the last 4 months for CLAT English language preparation. I hope you liked the video. I hope the information provided by us is helpful. We as a team are available on just about every platform of social media. Anytime you feel you need our help, or if you feel like getting in touch with the mentors for the Get Set Live Online team by IMS, do feel free to contact us. Thank you so much. Have a great day.